Now joining us live from London is Ruth Grove-White, the Policy Director of Migrants' Rights Network. Now Ruth, the migrants in the port of Calais are protesting against the wall that is being constructed. Do migrants have a right and freedom to cross to the UK without obstacles?
Well, these are non-European Union migrants who are wishing to seek asylum. Some of them are in the European Union irregularly, without permission. Some have previously been removed from the EU, but I think it's fair to say that the vast majority are likely to be wanting to come to the UK in order to seek safety and sanctuary here. These are migrants from war-torn countries, from Syria, from Eritrea, from Sudan and Somalia, countries where there are recognised internationally that there are conflicts going on which put people's lives in real jeopardy. And so I think, we should be clear that the migrants who are trying to come here often have very, very good reasons for wishing to do so. I'd also like to correct something that was mentioned by your reporter in the preceding package. There aren't 250,000 irregular migrants. It's actually 2,500. I think we need to be very careful about the numbers because actually they're much lower than I think a lot of people think they are. And we would suggest that if the UK authorities in collaboration with France can't deal with the number of a very small number of thousands of people in this desperate situation, then we really do have a problem. This is actually a problem that should be solvable.
Well, surely something should be done to accommodate the very vulnerable refugees and asylum seekers who you are saying are very desperate in their situation in Calais. So what can be done to help them?
Well, we think that this stems back to a much wider problem at European Union level, whereby there are inadequate European cooperation mechanisms for making sure that all member states in the European Union equally share the burden of asylum seekers. Unfortunately, the UK, despite public perceptions, isn't doing its fair share at the moment. We make it very difficult for asylum seekers to come here, which means that our European neighbours like France, end up taking a much higher proportion of the burden. France received 50,000 asylum applications last year. We received 13,000, 1-3. The UK has taken only around 50 refugees from Syria through resettlement programs, whereas other European countries are taking tens of thousands of refugees directly from Syria in order to help them. So I think there's a sense of responsibility and equally sharing the burden that really needs to inform policy at the European level. And
you're obviously trying to get the governments to change their immigration policies. Do you think that the UK or the EU will do something to try and help some of these migrants who are in desperate need? Do you think there will be any policy shift?
Well, we hope that there will be. And I think today, a day like this, International Migrants Day, which is the UN-recognised day, United Nations-recognised day of the rights of migrants internationally, we think it's a very good opportunity to bring these issues to the attention of the authorities. It's an issue that's not going to go away. We know that the numbers of people coming to seek asylum in Europe go up every year. We know that the numbers of people in Calais trying to come to the UK specifically have gone up. These people aren't just disappearing if we turn a blind eye. We actually need to deal with the problem. And I think building a wall is in no way a solution. It blocks out the problem, but it in no way makes it go away. Mm-hmm. So I think from this, the UK authorities really need to start listening to the need to take our fair share of asylum seekers, take our fair share of the burden, resolve the problem for these people, and work with our European neighbours to have a more joined up and more fair approach on immigration. These challenges are only going to continue as we go forward, into the coming years and decades ahead. So we need solutions that are more mature, more realistic, and more forward-looking than building walls designed at simply keeping people out.
Okay, Ruth Grove-White from Migrants' Rights Network, thank you very much for joining us today.